Hello, hello. Welcome, everybody. Happy Wednesday. We are here. Let me head over here to Instagram, get us going live over there. Hello. Okay, we're good. Hey, everybody. How are you all today? Go ahead, say hi, say hello, where you're watching from. I'm waiting for the notification. There it is. We are good. I got Facebook, I got YouTube, I got Instagram, all the notifications going on. So we're live, we're everywhere. Say hi, say hello, where you're watching from, what you're working on. I have a fabulous guest with me today that we're going to bring in here in just a moment. She has a brand new course launching. You guys need to know about this. This is going to make your crochet world so much easier and so much better. Hi from Louisiana. Hi from Arkansas. Great to have you guys watching us live today. Hi from Ohio. It's wonderful to have you. So I'm going to bring in our guests. We're going to get started. We're going to get chatting. You may or may not know of our wonderful guest. I hope you all do. If you don't, you're going to pause for like 10 seconds and you're going to go follow her everywhere. And then you're going to come back. Okay. Anyway, so here's our wonderful guest. We have Michelle. Hi, Michelle.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Yes, so Michelle is the designer behind Tales of Knots. Of course, now I'm going to cough. Give me a second. Why don't you tell us how you got started in crochet?
Okay, I don't have the usual story of, like my mother and my grandmother teaching me and things. Although actually, apparently my mum does know how to crochet. She just never told me. So I found I just didn't fit clothes in stores. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to make my own. And so I have a background in sewing, and I was like, knitting and crochet, that just looks really cool. That looks really interesting. I probably was scrolling Ravelry or something, didn't know what Ravelry was at the time. It was a Google search probably, and I thought, that looks cool. I bet I could make that. And so then I bought myself a Learn to Crochet book and a hook and some yarn, or I asked for it for Christmas or something. And then I was like, okay, I'm going to learn. I'm going to do it. There are so many other ways to learn now via YouTube, which would have been so helpful at the time.
I always say I learned from a Klutz book. I don't know if you had one of those or
No.
Yeah, it was like an old book. Oh my gosh, this is going to be annoying. It's a book, and it was a whole series of things, and you could learn how to do different things. That's how I learned. So
Okay.
yes.
Yeah.
So anyway, so then you got into a business of making patterns. How did that happen?
It's one of those things where it just kind of is a natural progression. Like, I didn't find the patterns I wanted. And as I start freehanding, when I was learning, I kept putting my hook and yarn down for like a year in between each time. And then you'd pick it up and go, oh my gosh, I don't remember any stitches. Like, I'm going to have to completely relearn it. So then I picked it up, I think, when I had my second daughter, and I was like, okay, this is it. I'm going to do it. I'm not going to forget. I'm going to keep going. So I made loads of baby blankets, like little baby booties, baby hats and things. And then I just thought, I'll try freehanding a few things, like a few baskets or a few coasters, and then thought I could write the pattern for this. And then it was, okay, well, turns out I can sell this on Ravelry and Etsy. And it just sort of is like one step leads to another, and there you go.
Yeah. Well, we're excited that you got that far and that you've made the journey, because your patterns are beautiful.
Thank you.
I love them. There's so many different choices of what you have to make. It's not like you're I don't want to say like a one-trick pony, but you have accessories, you have garments, you have everything. And you really have
amigurumi. I don't do that.
Well, okay, so shame on me.
Almost everything.
I always forget that, because that is not I don't want to sew all the little pieces together.
No.
But anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And so now you are here to talk about this brand new course that you have to share your knowledge of making garments that fit you. Excuse me. That is one of the joys of making crocheted pieces or knit pieces, because you can make it fit your body. And so you have this brand new course coming out. I'm going to put the link in the chat right now so people can do it. There's also the QR code, I think, over in this corner that you can check. But why don't you tell us what's included in this course?
Okay, so the course is a self-paced course. I'm gonna have to actually get my notes up now, because it's like there's so many things in it that I'm gonna forget it and not say it all. But basically, it's for people who have struggled to find the perfect fit. So it's called the Perfect Fit Framework. And it's basically like, if you love to make really simple garments from some of the popular designers, but you find that for your particular body shape, it just doesn't quite work. Like, it fits, sort of, but you end up with like the shoulders falling off, or you have extra fabric at the bust, or you've got the drag lines if you have a larger bust. Sometimes the armholes are too low and then you're showing your bra. So there's all sorts of like little tweaks that can just improve the fit. So we're not trying to change like the style. I like boxy things, but I want it to fit me, and I don't want to be like doing this all day. You raise your arms and it gets stuck up here, or you turn and it just kind of bunches up. So it's all about making those like tiny little tweaks that will help it fit you better. And to understand those tweaks, you kind of have to understand the size charts that designers are using. And that's essentially where the problem is.
Right. And I love this so much because, I mean, yes, we have that ability that when we make crochet garments, that we can tweak things, we can change things so that it does fit us.
Yeah.
But I always think about it as it's different though than when you're sewing, because when you're sewing, it's so much easier to like bring things in, obviously not as much to bring things out, but when you crochet and you're done, if something is too big in an area, you can't easily just like seam it up and cut the extra fabric. Like you've got to plan this in from the beginning to know your body, know what fits you well, know how you like things to fit, and then translate that into a pattern.
It needs to be comfortable to wear.
Yes.
That's the goal.
Yes. And so many times, not so many times, but a lot of the trending now is that more boxier fit. And so sometimes it fits you in the bust, but it doesn't quite fit in the waist, or it fits in the waist, but it doesn't fit in the bust. And trying to be able to get all of that while still looking professional and not just like you added, like, here's my bust. And then I like cut in and now here's my weight. Like you want it to look nice. Like it's supposed to be that way.
Yes. It needs to be seamless and flawless and look like it's part of the design. That's the goal. Yeah.
I love it. So you have a course that is launching. So we put the link in there. They can start signing up for it now, but they're going to get an early bird pricing, but it doesn't actually start just yet. So let's talk about the early bird pricing first so that they know this is the time to get it.
So the full course price is $222, but right now you can get it for 75% off. So the early bird pricing lasts until September the 1st, which is going to be when the course content goes live. So if you want to lock it in, lock this pricing in now, because once it goes live, it's not going to be on sale quite like this again for a while.
Yeah. And we want to say too that, I mean, we're not going to give it all away of everything that's in here, but we can talk about it in just a minute. But you're getting so much content in this class or this course, and it is not just one pattern. It's not just saying like, here's pattern A and here's how we're going to modify it. This is a course that is going to teach you things so that you can do it to any pattern that you have going forward. So it's not just knowledge again for one pattern, it's knowledge for your body and to have that reference to go back to. So in the course, are we talking about all types of garments? So like cardigans, pullovers, raglans, top down, bottom up, or what kind of things are included from a style wise that you're going to be talking about altering it to fit yourself?
Yes, all of those. So basically it's a framework. It's like a step-by-step system that you can use. So I teach you how to add short rows, or how to add like little bust darts, or how to add little waist sort of cinch in. Because, like if you turn in a garment that is straight, it turns with you. The whole thing turns with you. But if you add a little bit of waist shaping, it's like giving the garment permission where it can bend and where it can turn. And then it stops like getting all bunched up and things. So there's just tiny little things that you can put in. A little extra stitches here, a few stitches there, add length, decrease length. It works if you're going side to side, up, down. It's top down, like circular yokes and raglans. We talk about adding neck shaping. Basically, it's all the things it teaches you how to do so that you can apply them to any pattern, because the goal isn't to like find that mythical unicorn pattern that's going to be the perfect fit for you. It's almost impossible to find something that is designed to exactly what your measurements are. So the goal is to take the patterns you already own from your favorite designers and just be able to add those little things that make it fit flawlessly.
I love it. I love it. And I can't remember what was that movie, but it was like, you don't alter the dress, you alter your body. That is not the case. We're gonna
Mm-mm,
alter
no,
the garment to fit you the right
there is
way.
nothing wrong with your body shape.
Exactly. I
Yeah.
love it. So yeah, so in there, what parts of the body are you really focusing on in this course? Is
Mhm.
it really looking at the bust? Are we looking at bust to waist and that ratio, or kind of what parts of the body are we looking at through this?
So bust, waist, and hips, and then shoulder slope too. So those are the four main categories. But yeah, so you want
I
to have
think we should
shoulder
alter
shaping
that.
in some of your garments because honestly, like the
Right.
bigger you are, the more this happens. And
Yes.
so you might need it just to be able to sit comfortably at the front of your neck. So those are
Yeah.
the areas that we mainly focus on. But the first module is all about the fit foundations. It's all about the size charts and how those are determined, how your body proportions might fit into those size charts or not fit into those size charts because like they're based on averages. So if you have like multiple sizes, the average
Yeah.
is this, which is great, but that means it doesn't actually fit
Right.
anybody in those sizes. So
Right. I love this comment from Kathleen. Michelle makes it all sound so simple. It
I
is simple
try.
once you learn it. That's the whole thing is there's so much to
Mhm.
learn, and we're so lucky to have these wonderful designers and creators that are able to sit down and break it down in really, really wonderful ways. I love it so much. And we also have Lindsay saying, I love the idea of neck shaping. It
Mhm.
is so true though. Like
Yeah.
you don't think about it. And I feel like neck shaping is the hardest because if
Yes.
you're starting top down, you have to consider that, it has to get over your head and everything else, but it's really not easy to kind of get the feel of your neck shaping
Mhm.
until you're like pretty far down your
Yes.
garment
And
because it
like you
doesn't
said with
hang
sewing,
properly.
like sewing, you can change it after the fact. With crochet,
Right,
you can't. You have to have planned it in right from the start.
right.
And so it's like you just need to know how to do it. And it's actually more simple than people think, but it's not something that a lot of patterns take into account that people might want to add when they're talking about adding customizations or modifications.
Yeah, I love that. And I love it too because it's also, again, not just about how big your neck is, but like maybe it's
Mhm.
how tall it is or how thick of a ribbing you're putting in, like all of these
Yeah.
things that you're thinking about. And you've got to understand your body to be able
Yeah.
to understand how you're going to make the tweaks. Because let's also say that it is not the designer's responsibility to help
No,
you alter a pattern to fit you. If
no,
it
they can
doesn't
give you
fit,
guidelines, but
yeah,
honestly, if they were to try and take into account every shoulder slope, every bra size, every height, every torso proportions, I mean, you're looking at like 200 variations for one pattern. It's just not possible. So
yeah,
the designer can do the best to give you like methods to customize it. But if you don't know your measurements and your proportions, you might not know exactly what you need or how much you need. Like shoulder slope is from there, it's that distance. And
mhm,
like that's not something that you find online very often. So
right,
it's difficult to measure too. But
right.
once you know how to add that, how to calculate it, where to put it in, everything changes for the how your garment sits on you.
I love it. I love it. Okay, so we talked about kind of what's included. We talked about the price of everything.
Mhm.
We talked about the start date, but let's go through the fact that when we're starting off, we're going to have 3 weeks of
Yes.
courses if you're joining in the right beginning. So why don't you tell us a little bit about that, how it's kind of launching and how that's going to work?
Okay, so there's 3 modules. So I think I mentioned the first one is all about fit foundations. And so that one's going to be live from September the 1st. And it's a lot of information. So you'll have like a week to go through it. I don't want to overwhelm anybody with loads of videos of all of these measurements and proportions and how you calculate it. And then the second week, we're looking at demystifying modifications. So it's where you can add shaping that's going to have the most impact. A little bit like how you would calculate it, the bust area, the waist, the hips, what you need to take into consideration. And then the third module, which will be live on the third week, that's basically going to be like the practical how we do this. And I show you based on a walkthrough of a garment that I've designed that's exclusive for the course. It's called the Perfect Fit Tee. And you can make it as just a rectangle. If that's what you want, you absolutely can. But we're also going to go through exactly how to add the shaping elements that I've been teaching in the other 2 modules into that garment to get it to just fit better.
I love it. And as a reminder, after those 3 weeks are over, you will have lifetime access if you're
Yep.
purchasing the course,
Mhm.
or if for some reason you wait until after those 3 weeks and then purchase, you'll get all of the courses right away.
Yeah, it'll be instant access from then on.
Yeah, but really you wanna get it now, right now, guys. Use that QR
Mhm.
code or the link that we put in the chat because you're gonna get 75% off of that price. This is gonna be the best deal you're gonna get. So
It's
get
a
it now.
steal.
Even if you can't sit down on September 1st and watch it, it's okay. Throw it
It's
in your
totally
cart, hold
self-paced.
on
Yeah.
to it. Yeah.
Mhm.
We love it. Yes, so that perfect timing. That was just the question that popped up on Instagram. Yes, the videos are recorded. Yes, you
Mhm.
will have lifetime access to be
Yep.
able to do this. And what about if they have questions along the way? How does that work in terms of chatting with either you or
Mhm.
chatting with other students?
So both, you can get access to me and access to other makers on your journey so that we're not all doing it alone. There's going to be a private Facebook group that you can join when you enroll in the course. And basically, you can ask me any question, and I will be in there and I will be helping you work through it, answering anybody's questions. If you know, oh, I don't understand this part. And that's the great thing about like recorded videos with lifetime access. You can watch it as many times as you want. I have an email that's dedicated for it. If you have something that's maybe a bit of a longer question or you don't feel comfortable asking it in a public forum, that's absolutely fine. You can email me. There's going to be downloadable resources and PDFs, extra like cheat sheet handbooks that come with it. So you've got all the tools you need. It's going to be great.
I love it. So the other question is I know you said in the third module there is a pattern that you're going
Mhm.
to be doing. Is
Yep.
it a good idea for the student to have a pattern in mind as they're going through the course, or should they just do those first two modules, take in all the information and then really apply it in that third module with that T pattern since you are going to be working through it?
It's absolutely up to the student. I mean, like you can do whatever you want. If you've got a pattern that you love from another designer that is like a rectangular style or design, you can have that in mind and you can be thinking about like, oh, yes, okay, I could add it to this bit or I could add this kind of shaping to this area. It's side to side. So we work it this way, we can add it there. So you don't have to make the garment that's included in the course. That's totally up to you. You can make whichever existing patterns you already have in your Ravelry library. The goal is not to be hunting for more patterns. It's
Right.
use what you have already.
I love it. And I love too that there is a pattern included so
Mhm.
you don't have to find your next pattern if you
Yeah.
don't have it ready.
If
Like
you
there's
want to
one
practice
there
on that
to
one, you
practice.
can.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. And we should talk about the yarn that is used for that so people
Yes.
could go ahead and get that right away. Do you want to tell us a little bit about what you chose and why?
Because I love it. This is Swish DK. And I find as a bigger person, like I don't like to make garments in anything that's bigger than DK. But fingering weight takes so long. So this is like the perfect combination because it's really light and really springy. So the garment doesn't drag down on you when I make it in this. And I really love all the colors. And
Yeah.
so what is it? Is it merino wool? I think it
Yes.
is. Yes, it's superwash merino wool. And it's so soft. And I
Yep.
just love it. I've used this Swish DK now for several of my garments. And honestly, it's my go-to now. I just use it for everything.
I actually have one here that I had. Oh no, it's stuck. I just
Oh, look,
recently
you're all prepared.
finished. Well, not really. It just happened to be sitting here in my pile to
That works
take
too.
back downstairs because I wore it the other day. But yeah, this was done in the Swish DK. I love it. It is
It's so
so soft.
soft.
It is so
Yeah.
wonderful. And you're right. It goes quickly because it's DK, but it's not like too heavy or too
Mhm.
warm
It's
or kind of
really
a
lightweight. Yeah.
perfect. I
Yeah.
love it. I love that you picked that yarn because yes, there's a bunch of different colors. It's a great yarn. And yeah, I
Every
just
time it's on sale, I stock up. I
yeah.
like
So we
that
did
color.
put a
I love that
link.
color.
Yeah, we did put a link in the chat so you could go ahead and get your yarn now if you want to.
Mhm.
Speaking of, if they want to follow the pattern that's in your third module, when will they know exactly how much yarn they're going to need?
When you enroll for the course, you'll get an email with all the details. It's between like 5 balls of the Swish DK for extra small, and then it's 12 balls for the 5XL. So you'll get all the details per size of which yarn, and you can use any DK weight yarn too. You don't have to use Swish. It's just my
Yeah.
personal favorite. But you'll get all of that information in your sort of like welcome email from the enrollment.
Perfect. Yeah, there's a question, would acrylic DK be okay if we don't use
Yep.
wool? Yeah. And I'm just going to
Absolutely.
throw a little plug in here. Brava Baby DK, brand new. You can still use
Very
that
nice.
link that we threw in there. It is going to, is it going to take them right to Swish DK, that link
It's gonna
that
take
you,
them to all DK yarn.
okay, all DK yarn.
Yeah.
So you can go ahead and do that. This will be on that page as well.
That's a really nice
And
color. I like
we
that.
should also say too that you're going to get a coupon code when you sign up. So
Mhm.
not only can you save 75% on the course, but you'll also be able to save on the yarn that you're buying. And that will include all DK yarn or
Yes.
DK weight yarn. So no, you don't have to use Swish. You could use the Brava Baby, or you can use whatever else you want.
But you'll get 20% off
Yeah.
buying that yarn for the pattern.
Yeah. So again, but you have to sign up for the course to get the code. So it's just for people that are
Mhm.
participating, is how we did it. So there is a question, how many patterns does the course include?
So currently the course includes one that comes with the course. There's options to buy extras that are on sale from my shop. So that's sort of an exclusive extra that you can add to your order if you want. Um, I'm thinking about adding more modules and more patterns in the future. And so if you enroll now, your lifetime access gets you access to anything else that I add in the future. So you
I
won't
love
have
it.
to pay anything else or, re-enroll. Every time I add a module or a new pattern or an ebook of a collection of patterns or something, you'll have access to that.
Love it. There's also another question here about, can you use cotton or cotton blends
Yep.
along with like the acrylic? What are your suggestions on garments for that in general?
I mean, I think it would work really well because it's a short sleeve garment, so it's a great transitional piece. It's kind of an open texture, so it stretches. So you'll need to take that into account when you're working out gauge because obviously cotton doesn't have that memory where it bounces back. So the heavier the item, the more it will stretch out. But cotton blends, I love cotton blends for like spring, summer, fall transitional garments. They're really nice and cool. And I think it would work really well. So you can honestly use whatever your preferred yarn is.
Awesome. Again, make a gauge swatch,
Yes.
make a gauge swatch, make a gauge swatch whenever
And
you
included
engage
in
with
the course
garment.
is the perfect fit Gauge Made Simple companion that tells you
Perfect.
everything you've ever not known about Gauge. It's all included, it's in there.
Yeah. I mean, I'll be honest, sometimes when I'm making a blanket or a scarf or something, I don't always check my gauge. Like I do, but I'm not as
Mhm.
worried about like adjusting it. I still check it to make sure I'm not going to need like a ton more yarn or something
Yeah,
like that. But when I make a garment, I check my gauge
good check.
swatch
Check,
because
check,
it
check, check,
needs to
check.
fit in the end. I've already
And if
had a
you are
garment.
stressed, your gauge will change. If
Oh,
you are
yes,
hot
I was
and
just going to
sweaty, your
say,
gauge will change. Check it
I
again and again
I
and again.
had a garment that did that, and I was very disappointed because I did not check
Mhm.
it multiple times, and
Yeah.
I was just like, "Well, yeah,
It
that's in a
also,
pile
like
somewhere."
yeah, gauge swatches can't take into account, like, how fabric's gonna behave when
Right.
it's really heavy because gauge
Mhm.
swatches are small. So,
Yeah.
check your gauge all the way through because it will change, especially if you're making, like, a long cardigan or something, put it on the table in front of you so you're not hanging the whole thing off of
Right.
your hook.
Right.
Yeah.
Because I don't know about you, but I certainly am not making a garment in a week or something. It takes me some time,
No,
and,
it takes a
every day
good
is a little
while.
bit different.
Yeah, it goes quicker when my kids are at school. When they're at home, I have less time for crocheting,
Yes.
but
I
I think
know.
everybody has that experience too.
I know. Yes. Yes.
Sounds like a long-suffering years.
Yes. Well, it's
Summer
just
holidays
finding the
are
time.
almost over.
I know. It's finding the time no matter what's going on. There's
Yeah.
always stuff happening. But that's the nice thing too. It's very portable. I can take it with me. You can take your
Mhm.
course with you because it's
Yep.
digital. You can do it on your phone or
You
whatever
can
device
listen
you
to
want to
it
use.
anywhere. Yeah.
Yeah, I love it. Go for a walk, put it on
Yep.
your AirPods or whatever, your headphones. I love
Mhm.
that idea.
Yeah.
Well, this has been great. Thank you so much for sharing this course with us. As a reminder, use the QR code this way, I
Mhm.
think. The QR code here that's on the screen. You can also see the link that we put over here in Facebook and YouTube. You can sign up right now. Again, reminder 75% off up until September 1st when the
Yes.
class starts. So September 1st will be the first time you can access your class. But between now and then, you'll be able to see how much yarn you need. So you can go ahead and
Mhm.
grab that. There's also the coupon when you sign up for the course. So you'll be able to get the yarn at a discount.
Mhm.
And then, yeah, you'll join along and you'll have a lot of fun. And you're going to learn how to size your garments to make them fit perfectly for the next one that you do.
Yeah.
Yes, Samantha, I agree. She says, Michelle, you are amazing.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
yes. I'm
Aw,
so
thanks very
excited
much.
for this. And I love being able to share more knowledge about the crafts so people can make
Mhm.
educated decisions. They can make things that they love because as soon as you make something that doesn't fit, it can be discouraging.
It's
And
really frustrating, yeah.
yeah, you
And you
can
don't know
stress
where you went
yourself.
wrong. You
Right,
followed every instruction perfectly,
right,
and it still doesn't quite fit.
right. And we have to consider that we don't always look exactly like the designer, and
No.
that's how they're designing. That's the body they have to use
Yeah.
when they're thinking about things. So
Mm,
we've got to be able to think about our body and how to make it work. So
that's exactly right, yeah.
I love it. Thank you so much for coming on and joining us. I hope everybody joins the course. I can't wait to see your garments. Make sure to tag us if you're making something. Tag
Mhm.
Michelle. Have a lot of fun. And yeah, go learn how to make better garments.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks. We'll talk soon.
Thank you.